Pelosi outlines a path to victory for House Democrats in 2020 and guarantees it. Barely 3 months into her second turn in charge, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has already mapped out a plan to overwhelm Republicans in the 2020 elections. "I am going to have our races won by this November," the California Democrat said. Yes, the House Speaker predicted that she will have locked down the majority a full year ahead of schedule, leaving the political battlefield to what she considers an intense presidential race all the way up to November 2020. It's a remarkably bold guarantee for Pelosi, who will celebrate this new majority's 100-day mark at a Democratic retreat later this week outside Leesburg. Her caucus has had a small but vocal faction of newcomers sparked a bitter debate over the party's long-standing support of Israel. And a growing Democrat. At the center of this storm sits Pelosi, 79, back where she ruled the House for 4 years last decade. Her office is assembled. In a wide-ranging interview with the Washington Post, Pelosi acknowledged that the job now is different from her first go-round, most notably because President Trump is such a different personality than Presidents George W. Bush and Barack Obama. But, she considers her biggest mistake during her first stint as Speaker was allowing Republicans to relentlessly attack her and her policy achievements, such as the Affordable Care Act, without any coordinated pushback. Democrats lost. "I was in this office, but I didn't you relish being Speaker. I relished the power." In 2018, she became her own biggest advocate, touting her insider expertise in a campaign to reclaim her old job as Republicans ran what her office estimates were 137,000 ads warning voters about the danger of Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Democratic candidate, she reclaimed the Speaker's gavel midway through a 35-day partial government shutdown and won a clear victory over Trump in his demand for border wall funding. Her mocking clap, but her posture in the first 100 days has been anything but wild-eyed liberal. 15 Democrats. Don't mistake not voting for her and not having a great, deep respect and admiration for her skills and talents and her pragmatism, said Republic. Ron Kind was. In the interview, Pelosi dismissed the far left's Medicare for All as a still emerging proposal that might provide worse health care than the landmark 2010 law she muscled through Congress. She backed up and Pelosi rejected the idea that today's Democrats are further to the left than a decade ago, suggesting that it was just a few people with high profiles and some of the presidentials. Instead, she has charted a course of again appealing to moderate suburbanites and some rural voters frustrated by Trump's reality TV-style presidency. She doesn't want to. "You cannot let your opponents mischaracterize you what you're about." So, what was? Republicans have mocked the new majority as a Congress focused on non-binding resolutions, not real policy. There was the House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy R. California cited Pelosi's, but Pelosi believes her endangered incumbents are shoring themselves up through a steady diet of town halls. And leadership is, by Thanksgiving, if all goes according to her plan, potential GOP challengers will think twice about running against Democrats. And then she will deliver. "We fully intend to win this election, and some of you are vulnerable. It's going to cost." It's quite a turnabout from less than 2 years ago, June 2017, when Democrats lost a special election in the Atlanta suburbs amid a flurry of anti-Pelosi ads. Calls for her to step. Now, the ousted Republican, Karen Handel, is running again. Except this time, self-promotion is a terrible thing, Pelosi said, but some voters got to do it. Read more from, or